First of all, I want you to think about this here. Think about producers working at CNN, Fox, BBC, ABC, CBS. Think about editors. Think about camera guys. Think about social media guys having to tweet everything out. Think about commentators. Think about reporters. Think about journalists. They're sitting there saying, it's freaking 12:05. This guy's been sitting through 3-4 days of a freaking event with everybody speaking, negotiation in the back. He's still going. Your wife is calling you. Babe, when are you going to come home? This guy's still going. This guy's got the stamina and the energy of a 16, 17, 18-year-old boy. Most people are like, I'm going to sleep. He's still going. My family's laying right next to me. This wall on the other side, my son is sleeping there right now, 10-year-old. My 8-year-old is sleeping there right now. And my wife is listening to me right now saying, babe, keep it down. The kids are trying to go to sleep. There's a 78-year-old man in Milwaukee that could have gone for another 3 hours. Okay? That's what he could have done. Tom, Adam, Vinny, 3 minutes max. Your thoughts? I got a couple thoughts and we'll wrap up. Go forward. Let's start off with you, Vinny. What's on your mind?
Well, Pat, I just want to say what we just saw tonight is one of the main reasons that the establishment tried to whack him, okay? From the night of the debate against Biden, I think the plan was set in motion. They're like, yo, this dude is on fire. We have no chance. And then that's why all that stuff happened, Pat. I mean, this is the old school Donald Trump. And Adam made a great point earlier. This is going to be the speech. This is going to be the speech. He mentioned Biden one time. He did go after the his campaign and his administration and all that stuff. But I think he stayed on point, Pat. This is the old school gangster, pro-American Donald Trump that we love. And I'm telling you, this is the reason. This is the reason he's such a threat, because everything that he says, PBD, goes against their deep state establishment BS plan, and he's the man, and that's why they try to kill him. And God bless that chart. Whoever made that chart, God bless it, because you know what? The Secret Service can't do shit, Pat. Sorry for my language. That chart saved his life, and I think that's it. It's a done deal. Unless they cheat, he's gonna win. That's it. It's over.
Tom.
Done deal.
Yeah, I agree with that. And what I would add to that, I love the way he started out. He said it's about safety, prosperity, and freedom for every race, creed, and religion. And it's for all of America, not half of America. There's no victory in half of America. He came right out with that. And then he finished with unity. So the bookends on the speech, an hour and a half apart, were about unity for everyone that's here. And calling us all a giant audience of patriots. Then in the middle of it, he hits an economic plan that, Pat, you know, is something that I love. Drill, baby, drill. But let me connect the dots for the average American on this. First of all, drill, baby, drill. He said, we're going to be an energy power. There is a great resource beneath our feet. He's talking about the oil that's underneath the United States. Drilling that does two things. First thing he said, we're going to bring down prices fast. If you drill, you bring down the cost of gas. Gas and diesel comes down. That's freight for products. That's plastics. That's everything that's in that barrel of oil comes down. That's air travel for businesses. That's vacation travel. All of that comes down. And he then tied that to reducing the debt and specifically selling energy around the world. If you pump the oil out from under the United States, that becomes oil that is sold to other countries, and we are the energy power bringing money back to the United States. It reduces our debt and reduces the prices for America. I think there's a massive economic plan right in the middle of this speech.
Adam.
So, by the way, how, even if you don't like Trump, how do you find him not to be completely likable tonight? So this is to the message. The people that love Trump are going to love Trump. This is a message to the people that are on the fence or even that don't like Trump. This speech was the most likable, charming, and unifying speech Donald J. Trump has ever done. Listen, there's the two most powerful emotions to move people are to make them laugh and make them cry. Donald Trump did both of those two things in today's speech. I'll give you a couple more points. Pat, you say this all the time to your credit. We go through 3 phases. First, especially as a parent, you're idolized, you're villainized, and then you're humanized. The day he was shot, and he stood up and fight, Donald Trump became a human. We all know this one fact. Donald Trump should be dead right now. He even said that in his speech. It was one of the first things he said. He said, I know you think I shouldn't be here. I shouldn't. So call it luck, call it fate, call it God, whatever you want to call that. Donald Trump shouldn't be with us today, and he has a second lease on life. And there was a couple different things I took away from the speech. Number one, he basically took your line, Peabody. I don't know if Kid Rock also gave you a shout out somehow. I'll let you explain that. I literally think Kid Rock said like Patrick Bet-David's rants or something, maybe you know. But Donald Trump has been quoted famously saying the American dream is dead. Tonight he said American dream is bright. I'm excited about our future. The future looks bright. Donald Trump was nice to the media tonight. He was not angry. He was not antagonistic. He used words like devotion, faith, unity. I'll leave you with one last thing. And this is basically the message that I would say to anyone that's on the fence about Trump. You know the famous quote about truth, which is ironically Truth Social, the name of his platform. Truth goes through 3 phases. First, it's ridiculed, like he was ridiculed in 2016. It was violently opposed, like he was violently opposed in 2020. But then it's accepted as being self-evident. By the way, do you know the only thing more scary or powerful than a martyr? A living martyr. He should be dead today. He has a second lease on life. And I think it's going to be a complete blowout as long as he makes it to Election Day. God bless Trump.
Can you hear me or no?
Now we can hear you.
Okay. Let me just show you guys a couple things here before we wrap up. One, I'm not going to be long. We're going to do a podcast on Tuesday. We got a flight early in the morning. We have to go. I'm entertaining 55 people. You'll find out where I'm entertaining them. But let me show you guys this. Okay. Just to tell you when you won. Okay. This is CNN's website. Rob, if you guys can approve it. Okay. Let me tell you guys, this is Trump's speech that they've had on for 5 hours and 10 minutes. This is when you know you've won. You know what's off? Comments. Tell me one reason why you would have comments off. It's only one reason. You know what the reason is? Because most of the comments are positive. And you don't want your people to see that they're excited about this guy's speech that he gave. And that scares the shit out of the mainstream media. We have to turn off the comments. God forbid people see that they like this guy because he's resonating with them. This is not good. This guy said, with great humility, you may have not liked me in the past before, but with great humility, I'm asking you for your support. Can you ever imagine Trump using these lines? Let me read it to you again. With great humility, I'm asking you for your support. Okay, that's that part. Then he goes into, the part that I love on strategy-wise. He doesn't need to say anything. All the people that spoke, they can say everything he wants to say. Shots after Biden, shots after Pelosi, shots after Schumer. His handlers, his guys, the speakers, the generals can say, he doesn't need to play the bad guy right now. Let your guys be the bad guy. You be the good guy. That's exactly what he's doing. Brilliant move. Got to give him credit. Stuck to his greatest hits. Very excited about that. He gave credit to Secret Service. A lot of us in different commentary, we've been critical about it. What did he say? These are great men. Fine men and women. Supported them. Maybe behind closed doors, shooting their asses out. But publicly, he defended them. And that's how you win people over. You got to give this guy credit for the way he's communicating, even though this may go down as one of the greatest screw-ups of all time in Secret Service. Didn't publicly humiliate them. He gave him credit publicly. Respect for a position like that. All these other things he talked about. I don't want to go through any of this stuff. I put a tweet out, and I'll just show you exactly how I'm processing all of this, and then we can all go to sleep. So my thoughts. Every time there's things like this, I typically write out a tweet, and I kind of go through it where this kind of makes sense to the audience on when they ask, so Pat, what was your biggest takeaway? Let me just read this to you, okay? Rob, if you got it, let's go through it again together. Zoom in. Number one, his energy is different. It's as if he's gone from grinding to win to being in flow state. Like an athlete in a state of flow, he's in the zone. The energy is unique, effortless. By the way, let me read something to you from a book called Power versus Force. Rob, if you can stop sharing. I found this book and I found the chapter. This entire time I was looking for this because I wanted to share this with you guys. Check this out. I read this book 22 years ago. You hear me referencing it a lot. This is my favorite part of the book I've ever read. If you can somehow, well, you can't zoom in. Let me just read it to you. He says, high states of consciousness are frequently experienced by athletes. It is well documented that long distance runners frequently attain sublime states of peace and joy. I saw this in him today. This elevation of consciousness, in fact, often inspires prolonged transcendence of pain and exhaustion necessary to achieve high level of performance. Let me read that one more time to you. Where Trump is at right now in state of flow, this elevation of consciousness often inspires the prolonged transcendence of pain and exhaustion. Don't get it twisted. The guy is exhausted, okay? But you need to be here in order to be able to achieve high level of performance. This phenomenon is commonly described in terms of pushing oneself to the point where one suddenly breaks through a performance barrier and the activity that miraculously becomes what? Effortless. The body then seems to move with grace and ease of its own accord, as though animated by what? Some invisible force. The accompanying state of joy is quite distinct from the thrill of success. It is a joy of inner peace and oneness with life, with all of life. That is exactly where the man was at today. That's the feeling I got. He's just playing ball. 2, he's allowing for his team to do his part. I already said this. 3, the close call has changed him. When you're getting close to death, life changes you. This is not the same man anymore. By the way, it's as if Trump lived 78 years until July 13th, and there's a whole new Trump now. You know, you look at things in a different way. You value friends, family, relationships. Notice the way he talked about Dana White's wife and how much he appreciated the fact that Dana came from where he was at. You know, all this stuff changes. And he stops fighting the fights that are worthless. You know how often in life we put our energy into stuff that's a waste of time? Trump's like, what am I going to do this for? Let me just bring the whole country together. His energy was different. You can go to the next point number 4. His pace of speaking is slower. That's the part about effortless, right? You're in flow. You don't need to. It's like if you watch how Steph Curry plays, you know, if you watch me play basketball, I'm grinding. You're like, this guy has no clue what the hell he's doing when it comes down to basketball. You see how Steph Curry plays? Boom, you're just kind of like dancing, right? That was Trump tonight. He still showed signs of humor and sarcasm. Life and death can give you perspective, but it won't change your personality. His charming and charismatic personality is still there. He still went through his great assist, no tax on tips, relationship with world leaders, et cetera, et cetera. He's the Energizer Bunny. Energizer battery should call Trump to do a commercial with them. Trust me, that battery would blow up in a positive way. Their stock would go to the roof if they did a commercial with Trump saying, President Trump, can you do a free commercial for us? He would do it, knowing how Trump is. This guy's sitting through, imagine how many meetings he's been doing behind closed doors. Imagine how many calls, FaceTimes. This guy's still going. And go to the last one here, which is the most important one. Go. Last one. Here's very important. If you are still reading this, I can add 20 more points, but I'll finish with this. In life, there are 3 feelings a leader can impose: to be loved, to be feared, to be respected. When it comes down to choosing the leader of the free world, the world is a safer place when your enemies and opponents both fear and respect your leader. Trump provides both for China, Iran, Russia, and even those internally who are trying to destroy this great country. Future looks bright. You can take the tweet out. I'll wrap up with this, guys. As a father, I want these kids to love me, and at times they got to fear me and respect me. But love is very important. In marriage, you want your wife to love you and respect you. Fear is very low in marriage. Matter of fact, fear is not a good thing in marriage, right? When it comes down to your friends, you want to love them and even like them sometimes, more than just love them, right? You want to like people's company. Some people you don't like them, it's annoying. There's a value in like. But when it comes down to you voting, you want to make sure your enemies fear you. Do you know how many world leaders right now are watching this, drinking 6 cups of coffee, having 3 cups of tea with honey, seeing they don't even know if they can last? God knows how many different pills they have to take to be able to last. This guy's just like, yeah, and this. And let me give a shout out to Wisconsin governor. Those ships we gave you, they're like yachts. Let me tell you, who the hell can do stuff like this? This guy's one-on-one. And he only has one enemy, by the way, between now and election day. And I'll wrap it up with this. The only enemy he has from himself is what Alexander said many, many years ago. He said, I have met the enemy. It is I. Only he can lose this right now. Of course, all the teammates, they need to do their part. Protection, all of that stuff. If he stays in this state, game over. Clinton at his prime can't beat him. Obama at his prime can't beat him. Nobody at his prime can beat him. This guy's in a unique state right now that nobody wants to face him. Biden's going to drop out in the next week or so. Kamala's going to come in. The show at DNC is going to probably be about Kamala or somebody else. Do not be surprised. They're going to make those types of changes. But this is a very, very formidable Trump tonight. I applaud him. I respect for what he's done. It's going to be a fun fight to see what's going to be taking place. Only the paranoid survive. But I'm very optimistic about the future. Adam, Vinny, Tom, and all the other crazy people that are still watching, you're crazy, right? Listen, if you're still watching this, let me tell you this. I am on a mission to get 1 million people around the world to wear the future looks bright gear, because we need more people to be optimistic about the future. Listen to me. I've never taken money out of Valuetainment. No matter what you ever buy from Valuetainment, this is how much money I've taken off the table. Tom knows this. I've never paid myself with Valuetainment. Never once. Everything is reinvested into the business over and over and over again. This is how much money I take off the table. If you are a supporter of this brand, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a free thinker, if you love America, if you love freedom, if you love capitalism, go sport the Valuetainment gear. Tonight, for those of you that are sticking on this late, I told Rob, let's do it tonight. God knows the last time. We haven't done this for months. You buy a hat, you get one free. Especially those of you guys that stuck around. Rob, you want to give them the website link on where to go? If you have that, put it up there. For the crazy people, you're with us till 12:22. Are you freaking insane? Go to sleep. Go lay next to your wife. Go make love to your wife. What are you doing right now?
Go make some babies.
Okay. So, but since you're here, Rob, can we put the link? Do they just go to vtmerch.com and they'll see this? If you see this, go to vtmerch.com. Represent this. Wear these hats. You buy one, we're going to throw one in there free. And if you're an angry patriot, buy the shirt. If you believe future looks bright, get the shirt. Get all of that stuff. But we love you guys. We appreciate you. Future looks bright. Go to vtmerch.com.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.